Have you been thinking to yourself, the third party just isn't going away? Well, you want to talk about what you need to do about that? And get some instructions on how to get that out of your 3D reality? Then stay tuned. Hello everyone, and welcome to another rousing episode of Spilling the Tea Tuesday. My name is Flossie, and I'm a mindset coach. I think I'm like the funniest, wittiest one on YouTube, to be honest. Anyway, if you would like one-on-one coaching with me, links will be in the description box below, as well as links to courses and the VIP group that Nikki and I have together, where it is lit, legit, funny as F, and we go live twice a week. So if you want to join that, links will be there too. Anyways, so you think that you're having a third party, which, remember, third party can be a love interest of your specific person or anyone else that is interfering with your relationship, such as friends, family, etc., that are getting in the way in your mind of you having your manifestation. So first of all, what are you doing to hold that person in your 3D reality? A lot of times when there is some sort of third party, we're holding them there because we're still expecting them to be there. You know, we're still expecting this person to show up as an issue. What am I talking about? Well, you have to keep in mind, are you still looking for that person to be there? Are you checking the 3D looking to see if, what's going on? Are you looking at your SP social media and looking for evidence, assigning meanings to shit that doesn't work for you? Stop looking for under every fucking rock to see if the third party is there or still there or what's going on. If you need to get off social media for a hot minute while you're working on your manifestation journey, then sometimes that's what you have to do. Why? Because a lot of times people assign meanings to shit that doesn't work for them. Case in point. I had a client one time that was sitting there telling me that she was at where her SP worked, and she was like, well, the third party was there. I'm like, how do you know the third party was there? Well, I saw a woman. You saw a woman there? Did you actually see who it was? No. Like, I saw their shoes in the back of their head. I saw their hair. So it must have been like the third party. Oh, so you saw somebody who was in a place of business that was female wearing some shoes that you just saw some shoes, and you think that that was a third party, like at a place of business because your SP was at work. Do you see what I'm saying here? That was a motherfucking customer. You have to assign meanings to shit that works for you. I don't care if you see your SP on social media with someone else. Assign a meaning that works for you. If you don't know anything about that situation and you literally see a picture, that person is a coworker, a friend of a coworker, girlfriend of a coworker, they are a cousin, it is someone that they know, it is a random person that was at that location. It doesn't matter. I don't care if they're hanging all over your SP. That person still isn't interested in your SP. They're interested in someone else. Or, they're not interested in the gender of your SP. Maybe they're gay. Maybe they're a lesbian. Assign a meaning that works for you. First of all, don't go creating a third party in the first place. Don't see something and then have your mind dictate to you something that it's not. A lot of times we see something and our mind wants to assign meanings. That's what it does. It gets information, it extrapolates it, it comes up with a conclusion based on our life experiences. Well, don't assign meanings that don't work for you. Don't just assume that if your SP is talking to somebody, looking at somebody, that must be a third party. Fuck no. Why would you want to assign that kind of meaning? Why would you even want to manifest anything like that? So if you see something and you just don't know what it is, assign something that works for you. That's an employee. That's a coworker. You see where I'm going? You assign a different meaning. Assign a different meaning. Period. If you see your SP talking to some chick at the store, he is buying a gift for you. He or she, your SP, is talking to that person to buy a gift for you. They're not getting numbers. He's talking to an employee to get an opinion on a gift for you, period. Create stories that work for you, that work in your favor. Why? Because your 3D reality is ultimately created off of your dominant thoughts and assumptions. And if you assume that your SP is talking to somebody buying you a gift, that's what the fuck they're doing. If you assume your SP is sitting at home eating a bag of Doritos while you're out with your girlfriends, that's what your SP is doing. If you assume that person that your SP is talking to is a coworker, a girlfriend, boyfriend of a coworker, someone who's interested in the other gender, that is literally what you are going to find out in your 3D reality, because your 3D reality is literally made up of your own thoughts and assumptions. So first thing, don't create a third party in the first place. Assign meanings that work for you to begin with. If you're seeing your SP with someone that you know is an ex, because we're going to refer to them as exes. That's something Nikki does. It's also something that I would suggest also is that's an ex. If it's like the mother or father of their children, it's an ex. They're having a healthy platonic co-parenting relationship. It can be perfectly normal for people to have healthy platonic co-parenting relationships. If it was someone they were in a relationship like before you, they're not back with that person. They literally have just maintained being civil. People can be civil. People can put on fronts and faces for other things, especially for social media. If you're on social media and you like, if you're taking pictures and you're at a party, you're not going to be like posting rude ass shit like, oh, I hate this bitch, especially if that ex, you know, they have children together or they had a long history together, or maybe there's people in the family that are still friends with this person because their relationship was for a long time. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you can pretend to be nice to somebody even if you just don't even really like them under certain circumstances. Assign meanings, again, that work for you. So if there is what you were told is a third party, everything can have a different meaning assigned to it. That was not true. SP was trying to make you jealous. It's literally a fucking rumor. If you had a, you know, breakup in your relationship with your specific person and you're not together at this second, you can still assign meanings that work for you. You can be, and if you want to acknowledge the breakup, if you don't want to revise the breakup, go back earlier, you know, this month I did videos about revising breakups and things like that. But if you don't want to revise the breakup, literally assign a meaning that works for you. Like, we weren't together for a hot minute. He had a relationship with this other person, but that other person made him or her, your gender of your SP, realize that they want to be with me. They can't stand that person. Our relationship is now stronger than ever. Like, look at it from the viewpoint that you're already back together. You weren't together for a hot second. There was, you know, he went on a couple dates with this person, couldn't stand that person, made them realize how much they love you, and your relationship is now stronger than ever because of it. If you're like, you know what, I don't want to subscribe that there was a relationship in between ours at all, fine, then don't. Be like, when we weren't together for a hot second, this person liked my SP. You know what? He couldn't stand her, or she. Why? Because they were still madly in love with me. And they realized that our time apart, that they wanted to be with me, period. And now our relationship's stronger than ever. Like, literally create stories that work for you. Don't bother yourself by searching the 3D for evidence of there being a third party still. Like, stop that looking. You have to remember that when you are affirming and persisting that you're in a perfect, loving, committed relationship with your SP, no matter how you word that, I don't care what affirmations you're using, I don't care what you're looping, visualizing, whatever, as long as it's not, of course, a reunion scene, which is a whole nother video. But if you are staying laser focused that you have what you want and thinking from the end as if you already have it, whatever has to move is going to move for you to get your manifestation. It doesn't matter if one person has to move, 1,000 people have to move, or 10,000 fucking people have to move, period. Those are just hardcore facts. That is literally a fact. That is part of the basis of manifestation. Whatever has to move will move. So if there is a third party that you are seeing as in your way, that person's going to move. They're going to move. They're going to step aside. They're going to get the fuck out of the way. You know what? They're just going to go the fuck away. I advocate the most for ignoring third parties. You're going to ignore them. You're going to assign meanings that work for you. If you see something unsavory, you're going to create a story that works or revise on the spot, you know, to where you're literally like, you know what? SP was talking to me all day, etc. Like, that was someone else in that picture with that other person, or someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can revise what you saw. You can just do the revision on the spot. But I got a little tongue-tied. Sorry, sometimes that happens. Anyway, creating stories that work for you, thinking from what you want to have, ignoring the 3D, ignore the third party. That person literally doesn't exist as far as you're concerned in your 3D reality. Why? Because you're in a loving, committed relationship with your SP. If you're in that loving, committed relationship with your SP, there is no fucking third party. Because unless you're manifesting a polyamorous relationship, the two don't exist. They don't exist. It's just you and your SP, period. So, first thing, ignore the 3D. And create stories that work for you, that you assign meanings that work for you. 2, if at the end of the day, you're just kind of like, I can't ignore the existence of this person. I can't ignore them out of my 3D reality. Then, you know, they're happily with somebody else. They're happy with someone else. They're not interested in your specific person at all. Why? Because you and your specific person are together and they're happily with somebody else. So I'm not saying that you're going to affirm for this person. It's just whenever you think of them, like, no, they're with someone else. No, like, they were together for 2 seconds. The SP's with me. Our relationship's stronger than ever. That person's moved on. They moved on a long time ago. Oh, they couldn't stand each other. Like they broke up ages ago. Whatever that it needs to be in your mind that works for you. And if you're like, you know what, my mind's not buying it. Yeah, give your mind a fucking second. It took you a hot minute or two to get in this mess with all the negative ass thoughts that you were thinking and what you created in your 3D reality. It's going to take you a second or two for your mind to do a buy-in on something else. It's not like, I mean, yes, are there some people out there who can just step into the expectation that they're going to have what they want, that they're just kind of like, nope, this is the way that it is. This is all I subscribe to. And they stay focused on what they want. Yeah, people have been able to do that. It's not like that's impossible. But if you thought a bunch of negative ass thoughts that got you into this boat that you're in, it's going to take a hot second for you to think some shit, for your mind to have a buy-in of it so that it can conform in your 3D reality. It's going to take a hot minute. No, you may not buy what you're telling yourself immediately. That's why we try to say create stories that your mind would buy the most, that your mind's going to buy in, that are most believable to you. So you can do that, obviously. However, it may take a minute for your mind to do a buy-in of it. You know, what makes it easier for your mind to buy it is when you do an FU letter to begin with. Write a FU letter to your SP and the third party. Yeah. Do I talk about FU letters? Of course I do. Why? Because they fucking work. If the shit didn't work and it didn't help me to get what the fuck I have and what the fuck my clients have and what Nikki has, you know, yeah, I mentioned Nikki because we've been a team. Hello. Obviously, it works. That's why I talk about it. All the coaches out there teach from their perspective what has worked for them. FU letters have worked for me in my 3D reality to manifest some of the things that I want. So yeah, write an FU letter to your SP. Write a separate one to the third party. Write what you want to say to their faces, how you feel about manifesting that shit, and then destroy it. And no, again, we're not playing the victim blame game, but we're going to just say, I'm pissed as fuck that I manifested this shit, period. That's all you got to say. And then burn that shit. Burn it, light it on fire, rip it up into 100 pieces. I've said it before, I say it again. I don't care if you line the fucking cat box with it, but you're not going to keep it, reread it, or give it to anybody. So say whatever it is that you want to fucking say. Get rid of that emotion that you have about that situation, the anger, the sadness, everything. Or, you know, you can always go punch the hell out of a punching bag if that makes you feel better. Of course, you can cry about it. Of course, you can tap out the emotion with EFT. Nikki, Total Manifesting, has some great videos about EFT tapping, because you can tap emotion out, you can tap affirmations in. Anyway, write the FU letter, get some of that emotion out, and then ignore it. Sign stories that work for you. Stay laser focused that you and your SP are together, and whoever, whatever has to move for you to, will move for you to get that manifestation, period. Just stay focused on it. Don't keep looking for it. I have clients that are like, well, I saw them on social media again. Why are you looking on social media? I looked on their profile. I'm looking all this shit up. I'm chasing that bitch down. Why? Why are you holding them in your reality even more? Why are you even bringing them more real to you? Why are you allowing your brain to create stories that aren't working for you by constantly chasing after them on social media? No, 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 no. That's not what we're not going to do. Not what we're going to do, because it goes here. Also, third parties can sometimes be family. I have a lot of clients who tell me that family members are not down with the relationship, or, you know, SP's friends or their friends. First of all, you can affirm shit like, everybody approves of our relationship. Everyone's so happy that we're together. Everyone respects our relationship. We're the power couple and everyone knows it. Everyone thinks our relationship is amazing. You can affirm for people specifically, SP's family loves that we're together. SP's friends absolutely love and adore me. You can do things like that. You can also say, SP, I'm the only person SP really likes to talk to. He can only stand being around me. He wants to spend all his extra time with me. He always spends all his extra time with me. He, she, use the gender of your choice. But, you know, if you in your mind, you're the person that SP always goes to, SP always wants to spend their time with you, you're the only person that they can really stand being around. You know, SP can't stand around. SP cannot stand being around anybody but me. SP can't resist me. SP can't keep their hands off me. They love being with me. I'm their favorite fucking person, period. You can affirm things like that. But you can also affirm, like I said, that everybody is so happy you're together. Nip those other issues in the bud. Just put them in the trash where they belong. Stop subscribing to them. Big thing is, though, is if there's a third party and that person isn't seeming to go away, like if you're like, that bitch isn't going away, why are you keeping them in your 3D reality? Why are you always hunting for evidence that they still exist? Why are you always checking the 3D with it? Why are you staying focused on it? Probably because you're still mad as fuck. Write the FU letter. Tap out that emotion with the EFT. Keep affirming and persisting for your relationship. Stay laser focused on it. Why? Because like I was just saying, if you are focused that you and your SP are together, there's no fucking room for a third party. When you're affirming for your relationship, it's like spraying that bitch with bitch begone spray. That bitch has got to move for you to get your fucking manifestation. Oh, I'm getting so tongue-tied over myself. Can't even say the F word. What the hell's going on with that? You spraying that bitch with your affirmations, bitch begone spray. That bitch be gone. She be moving. Period. So create stories that work for you. Stay focused on that. Don't even create one in the first place, or don't even keep them there. If you're one of those people that you always have third parties and you're in this helpless cycle of third parties just rotating in and out of your relationship, then go to my fucking video on revision and revising relationship patterns and cycles and stop being in that hamster wheel. Because you've developed a pattern. That pattern's got to go right here in the trash where it belongs, because we don't have time for that. Nobody's got time for that. Nobody's got time for third parties. Third party, who the fuck is that? There isn't anybody. There's only you and your manifestation. So keep affirming and persisting and just get your fucking shit, period. I think that's all I got to say about that. And this video is like 16 minutes and I'm almost rambling now. So let me do a quick look at my notes. I think that I've covered everything. Basically, it's up to you, your mind. You put in the work. You're the one that's ultimately in control. You're in control of your mind. You're the one that has the free will in order to determine what your dominant thoughts and assumptions are going to be. Create dominant thoughts and assumptions that fucking work for you, and stop this bullshit that you have going on in the 3D. Just stop it. Okay, I guess that was my rant. So for now, you know what's up. I will be talking to you soon, having some more interesting content so that you can get everything that you want and have the life that you deserve. But for now, I'll talk to you later.